If you need guest assistance, if you have a medical emergency, if you drop anything to bow you off the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, just reach up and pull that red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to help you out as soon as it's safe to do so. During the entire journey, please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property. If at any time during the tour you drop your phone or you just can't wait to use the restroom, just reach up, pull that red cord, but remain seated. No smoking or vaping of any kind during the tour. Working and living at Universal City. We're slowly making our way into the front lot where we have our administrative offices, production support facilities like sound and editing suites, and the majority of our 36 sound stages, the largest and oldest of which is coming up just forward of the tram as we make our turn. Soundstage 12, a lot of history on Soundstage 12. Here's some highlights of some of the many famous films we've made there over the years. Peacock, Season 1 and Season 2. Peacock is the perfect platform to check out Oppenheimer, our Oscar Award-winning Best Picture pick from 2024. Universal and NBC have a very long history of producing hit television shows, spanning back more than 80 years, beginning with our very first transmission from the opening ceremonies of the World's Fair back in 1939, when there were only 200 televisions in existence. Since then, we've been responsible for airing and producing some of the most popular and longest-running television shows, many of which filmed right here on our lot at Universal Studios.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at my Peacock original event series, TED. It's a prequel series set in 1993. That means our skilled craftspeople can build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as it was back in the day, using exterior sets and facades you're about to see on the tour. But I should warn you, TED is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch.
Hey, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows, this is Universal's Metro sets.
Metro from Metropolitan, these large-scale cityscapes, this 4-acre plot of land to our right-hand side has been used for nearly every city you can name. Now there's two kinds of sets here on the lot at Universal, facades and practical sets. What we have here in the Metro sets, mostly facades. Facade is a French word meaning front. We build only what the camera can see, and they're used exclusively for exterior filming. Other sets are practical, meaning we can use them for both interior and exterior filming. I'm going to show you an example of both on today's tour. Right now we're passing Brownstone Street, which you may recognize from the holiday classic Home Alone 2, starring Macaulay Culkin. These exteriors were also used for the Oscar-winning Sting, as well as television series like The Mindy Project and Quantum Leap. Now we're taking a turn into Courthouse Square.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley in the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it would be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour? See you in the future.
If you're enjoying your day at Universal, plan to come back this April for Universal Fan Fest Nights. It's an all-new after-hours event that will immerse you in the world's best of fantasy, gaming, anime, cosplay, and sci-fi, including Back to the Future. To find out more, visit universalstudioshollywood.com. Our Metro sets have been home to many well-loved television shows, including the NBC hit competition show American Ninja Warrior, the CBS hit dramas NCIS, as well as CSI, How I Met Your Mother, X-Files, 24, movies like The Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, Captain America, the first Avenger from Marvel movies, as well as the Disney musical Newsies. This was the area where Christian Bale seized the day with that amazing Kenny Ortega choreography, and another musical favorite of mine starring John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. It's the Blues Brothers.
When the Pinto fell and we saw it land and make this big hole in the street, that was on the back lot. We dropped it from a crane. You dig like that in Chicago, good idea.
When people ask me all of the movies I've ever done, what was the most satisfying or the most fun, I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive and train with the best stunt people in the world, and then got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny Boyle, Jungle of King Kong and Skull Island. Here's Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to do it. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and stick you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island.
Another opportunity to look up close and personal at our Metro sets right now, but you can't always believe your eyes. What appears to be brick and mortar, steel, concrete, is really just a lot of plywood, plastic, and a heck of a lot of paint. Everything is deliberately meant to be temporary, so we can change the appearance of these sets over and over and over again, depending on the demands of the script or story that we're telling. And speaking of paint, check out this beautiful mural coming up to our right hand.
What up?
Did you know that the Universal Backlot is home of The Voice?
Yo.
That's right. We tape right here on Stage 31.
Yo.
Don't miss our incredible new season every Monday and Tuesday on NBC. You heard the rest, you can have the best. You can be with the S and have this on your chest.
Snoop joins The Voice Monday and Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
On our left-hand side, this body of water we call the Hollywood Ocean, but you may recognize.
You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
You can catch all 4 seasons of The Good Place on our streaming platform, Peacock. You may also recognize these sets as Genovia from The Princess Diaries 2, or The Fairy Tale Kingdom of Roger Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Whitney Houston and Brandy. Both of those projects from Disney Studios are also on Disney Plus. This is the setting of the TV series The Mysterious Benedict Society. But I know and love these sets from those classic old monster movies like Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff, The Bride of Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, that old dark house. All of those movies directed by James Whale. I can almost see those angry villagers marching through the streets, brandishing their pitchforks and flaming torches.
Listen now, come on, he's in the woods. Get out the black house. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. I'm ready! Go! Your torches are go!
Two-story set of the metro station in San Francisco. Doing some special effects and stunt work on this set, involving hydro water effects as well as pyrotechnic effects. This attraction originally opened 35 years ago. And just reopened this spring for our 60th anniversary. Updating all of the props and moving the town that's been terrorized recently by a great white shark, but that's all in the past. They caught the culprit, and oh, I see him right there hanging on the pier. And Mayor Vaughn assures me that he's sending the police divers into the harbor. They're going to comb the bay and make sure that it's, oh, there's a shark. That's a shark fin right there. Everybody, please stand the tram for your own safety. Named for the mechanical shark from the 1975 cinema blockbuster Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg. You may also recognize our Jaws harbor as Cabot Cove, because for all 12 seasons, beginning in the 1980s, it was the site of the hit CBS drama Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. This goes to show you even our sets have to play different characters on the line at Universal. Now, Jaws, Earthquake, both great examples of practical effects. And here to introduce the next practical effect on our tour, well, he's familiar to us. It's today's show co-host and weather anchor, Al Roker. We achieved this effect using sound effects, lighting effects, and the practical effect of water from our overhead water sprinkler system. Now, our sprinkler system is a little bit different than the sprinklers you might have at home on the lawn. Our sprinklers are mounted on these big 20-foot tall poles with what looks like upside-down shower heads pointed straight towards the sky. But you know what happens when you let the water run too long. Brace yourselves, everybody. Sits right in the heart of our Western sets, also known as 6 Points. Universal Studios has a very long history producing Western films. We'll now have an opportunity to see our Jaws attraction from a different perspective. Created, of course, in collaboration with Oscar award-winning director and producer Steven Spielberg.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to...
Now we're about to share some of our favorite picture cars. A picture car is any vehicle you see on screen. Beginning with our very first glamour trams from the 1960s, as well as several vehicles from the Jurassic World franchise. The live-action Flintstones starring John Goodman, and the Fast and the Furious, including Dom Toretto's famous black Dodge Charger, and a couple vehicles from Paramount Pictures Transformers, including Bumblebee. And now we take a turn off the main highway to a little out-of-the-way motel with 12 cabins and 12 vacancies. It's the Bates Motel, side of Alfred Hitchcock's suspense thriller, Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
These are the original sets to the 1960 classic thriller.
Oh God, there he is.
But before we get on to Mother's House, take a look at this beautiful, faithful recreation, scale replica of the Hollywood sign in front of the tram, decorated for the holidays. While we celebrate our 60th, the Hollywood sign celebrates its centennial. And now it's time for our opportunity to look up close and personal at Mother's House. It is the original set from the 1960 classic film. When there's that much history, there's bound to be some ghosts lurking among the shadows. Make sure you check out the second floor. And now it's time for another film directed by Steven Spielberg. This one from Paramount Pictures. It's the airplane crash site set from his film War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise.
The airplane crash site was perfectly designed. It was all designed around because it's just something you don't see.
Close your eyes, okay? Stand close. Get in.
We're now approximately 10 minutes from the end of the tour. I want to remind everybody to please remain seated. Reach up and pull that red cord if you need assistance.
This, Jupiter's Planet, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jude Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Right. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Not looking so reliable. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, old rush frontier town, lies a sensory scene. It is smack dab in the center of Oxford. Welcome to the world of no.
Well, we've learned a little bit about how we make movies. Now it's time to be in a movie. Here's the role. You witnessed a terrible crime. An international crime boss, Owen Shaw, is after you. So we need the protection of our family. And Dom Toretto and his crew have told us to meet him here at Sullivan's Garage so they can protect us. Please remain seated at all times. Keep a firm grip on those personal belongings. And remember, for your own safety, please, no flash photography while we're indoors.